Welcome to the Business of Apparel Podcast. This is the place to learn how to start and scale your own apparel brand and fill it with loyal customers for years to come. I'm your host, Rachel Erickson, owner and CEO of Unmarked Street, and I can't wait to share this episode with you. Welcome back to the Business of Apparel Podcast, where today I want to spend a little bit of a CEO minute with you. If you have a team and you are running a company that has anybody who is working with you, this can be contractors, these can be full-time employees, part-time employees, even a friend who lives next door who's been helping you with some things. I like to recommend that you run either an annual or a biannual company meeting so that you can make sure that everybody who is working for you is on the same page and understanding what our goals are for the year or for the next half of the year, depending on how often you want to run this meeting. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to be a little bit off screen. I'm not going to be looking right at you if you're watching here on YouTube, because I'm going to be going through actually my slide deck that I just did in our mid-year company meeting here at Unmarked Street and kind of walk you through the different topics and discussions that I recommend you have as the CEO of your company, so that your employees and your team can always stay a little bit motivated, that they can always have their eye on the ball, and they always know what goals we as a company are moving forward with. If you've never run a team meeting before, basically what you want to do is put together some slides or put together a little bit of a presentation where your company team members can start to understand like all of the different dynamics and all of the different elements that you want them to grasp and understand during this important meeting. Even holding this can be a really good way for you to just bring everybody together at different points in the year. I really like to record mine so that, number one, we can go back and look at it and maybe celebrate, did we hit those goals? Where were we a year ago? What kind of things could we celebrate based off of that? But also it allows me to share the company meeting with, number one, anybody new who comes onto the team within that next 6-month stint. I can say, hey, why don't you check out this video about our mid-year company meeting? You're coming in October. We'll have our end of year company meeting in December, but this will get you up to speed on what we've been working on since then. It also helps me in case one of my team members can't actually make it to the meeting itself. I can repost it for them and kind of say, hey, watch this on your own time, but I do want you to watch it. I'm just going to kind of go through here. The first thing that I really like to put into our annual or our mid-year. Now, again, I do these every 6 months. So I do one at the beginning of July, and I do another one at the end of December. And I know that's not 6 months apart, but that's typically when we tend to have our meetings. Usually after I've closed out the first half of the year, like January through June, I'm ready to kind of present, okay, what does the back half of the year look like so that we can still keep aiming for our goals? And then I'm usually planning the next year so far in advance that I want to present it kind of before the holidays and before everybody goes on break, so everyone can kind of be in a new mindset, ready to go when the new year starts. So the first thing that I like to share is our company mission statement and reminding the team why it is that we do what we do. And our mission statement here at the Business of Apparel and at Unmarked Street is, in a competitive fashion and apparel industry that can typically only be understood by spending years or decades working for big brands, it is our mission to educate a greater audience on the real processes and practices performed by the largest apparel corporations in the world. Our goal is to help newer fashion brands and people interested in our industry succeed by explaining and educating on how the biggest fashion companies work. So this is also like our USP. This is our unique selling proposition, right? This is why we can go out into the market and say, this is what makes us unique. This is why you should come work with us. That's also kind of all wrapped up into our mission statement, right? Like there are other programs out there. There are other fashion mentors out there. A lot of them have started their own brands from scratch, but none of them have this information that we had by being inside big, giant, billion-dollar corporate brands for 20 years or more. Like you just can't learn this information unless you go sit at the executive tables with the CEOs and the leaders and the presidents of those companies, because they're withholding it from the rest of the industry. They're not sharing it unless you can go sit at the tables with them. So that's our mission, is to take the information that is super unique to me and my team to have learned and now bring it to the masses, because nobody else has the capability of doing that. unless they've also been inside the industry. And most industry pros don't leave their cushy corporate jobs the way that we did to come do what we're doing. They stay inside their cushy corporate jobs and they collect benefits and collect 401k matches and all that kind of stuff. So we took this risk and we're out here doing this. This is our mission. We want to have more and more people understand what's going on in the industry and what you actually have to do to get to millions of dollars, billions of dollars. And so that's our mission. I like to share that as the number one thing that we go through in our company meetings. Next, I go through, and this makes a lot of sense, but I go through our values. And our values at the Business of Apparel are honesty. Number one, we share everything in truthfulness. I am out here giving you as much factual information as I possibly can because it's my goal to be honest, upfront, and transparent about everything that goes on in this industry. Number two is reliability. If you hire our company and you ask us to do something, we're going to do it, period. If I hire you to be on my team, I expect you to do your job. I need you to be reliable. I have some people on my team who are the most reliable coworkers I've ever had in my entire career. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I couldn't have it any other way. I have to be able to trust the people that are on my team. And we extend that to our client work. And number three is knowledge. So those are our top three values: honesty, reliability, and knowledge. We believe that knowledge is power. We believe that if you are educated and you are interested in continuing to get educated on this industry and on building your brand, you will thrive. There is no way you will not. And so we believe in the power of knowledge. Next, I go through the team. So our team has grown over time, but I like to introduce everybody to everybody else. We do have a lot of different instances where these are the only 2 touch points in the year where everybody gets together. Like I'll have a weekly marketing team meeting and I'll have a weekly sales team meeting and I'll have a weekly product development team meeting, but a lot of those people don't always overlap. And so bringing everybody into the room during these 2 points during the year, some companies call them like all hands meetings. It's everybody in the company actually comes and gets a chance to see everything together. Sometimes we're meeting people for the first time, like people who haven't actually met other team members are now finally in the same call together. This is also an opportunity, again, for new people over the last 6 months to be in a call with these new people. And so our team consists of the people who started it, which is me and my family. I'm the CEO of our company. My husband has been my photographer, my videographer. He also has been huge financial support for the company in the way that I wouldn't be able to be out here doing this and starting a business from scratch if we couldn't rely on him. And so he took a huge risk. He was totally willing to say, I'll be the breadwinner for a while you go do this thing. And we believe in this company. We believe in this business. We know that it will be something that will also reap benefits for us at the end. Like us helping all of our clients, us doing the work for all of our clients, us educating our community will someday become something that is going to help me and my husband have the life that we want to lead. And so he was willing to take the bet on that. And so he's a huge part of this company. Even though he doesn't come to a lot of meetings, he basically only comes to these all hands. My sister and her husband are the people who helped me brand my company, build a website, understand social media, understand content when I first started. And they helped me with my logos. They helped me with all of my messaging, all of that key stuff before I even got started. And I would not have understood any of that without their help. They are both brand asset creators. They are leaders and creative directors and design directors in their own respects. And so they have also been a huge part of the company. And it's so much fun getting to work with them and kind of bring them into what I'm doing in a professional way, because this business is everything to me. I put my whole heart into this business. And so having my family be a part of it and having them help me in so many different ways is so entirely special. So that's how it started. And those are the people that started my company. It's always so much fun to have them in these meetings and get to see how the company is progressing and also meet all the new people who are on the team. So then I like to move into our product development team members. So Jen was the very first person that I ever hired at the company. She is a bottoms and a wovens expert. She has kind of come and gone throughout the company. We still stay in touch quite a bit, but it's definitely something where she comes in as needed. Jessica Kuzik, on the other hand, has been like my rock. She has been my right-hand lady for a really, really long time. I would not be a company. We would not be a company without Jessica. She works with all of our clients. Our clients love her. She is that reliability, like 100%. I could not rely on anybody more. And she's so, so talented when it comes to design, technical design, product development. She cares so much about our clients and about doing a good job. It's such a blessing to me to have her on the team. And then we have a few other people who we've brought in recently. We're looking at bringing in some production people, so we've introduced them in our mid-year meeting. And then we kind of move on to sales and marketing. So Mary Coates is our customer solutions manager here at Unmarked Street. You may or may not have been receiving some emails from her if you're on our email newsletter. Mary is great at just connecting with people. She's been in the industry for a really long time. She has a really wide network, super kind, super friendly, just super down to earth, super educated. She has a master's in sustainability in the fashion industry. She is someone so great to have on the team too. And then we move into like my ads manager and our finance people and our social media marketing team, also our podcast producer. Hi, Jeremy. We definitely then talk through everybody who is helping out in every single way. We talk a little bit about my coach because I don't just go out here and mentor and coach other people. I also have a business coach, and that's really, really important to me. So I'm part of Kelly Roach's business coaching world. She has several different companies. I'm part of several different groups of hers. She always leads from a place of authenticity, just intelligence about business. I always feel like she's at the forefront of everything. And so we talk a little bit about her in our meetings and what I'm learning from her. And then last but not least is Ella, who is our marketing assistant, who is amazing. She's just such a go-getter. She's so ambitious. She's always looking for ways to help, always looking for ways to jump in and help promote our brand, get our information out there, like deal with the public relations stuff, talk to all of the people who are interested in working with us. Ella's amazing. And so obviously we've brought her back too, and we're so excited to have her on the team. So that's our team. We present that, we introduce everybody. Everybody gets a chance to kind of say, what they do at the company. We make sure that everybody knows everybody. Next, we move into the pillars of our business. And our pillars are fairly simple because of the way that we've structured things here. But what you want to do in this aspect is kind of nominate what are the 3 things that we stand for at our business so that we can be talking about them on a regular basis. Our team knows exactly what, like I just said, what we stand for. Our team knows that stuff by nominating these pillars of our business. So Unmarked Street is pillar number 1. It's our done for you side of the business. If you want to hire us to come do tech backs, run fittings, be your product development team, help you with sourcing, those are the things that we do for you. You can take them off your plate. We do them. The business of apparel is the education side of our business. That's pillar number 2. This is where people who either can't afford to hire us to do the done for you stuff or aren't quite ready for that step or already have a team and they don't need us to do that kind of stuff for their company, but they still want to work with us in some capacity and learn the information that we're sharing. They can come be a member of our annual memberships or take our courses or come be a side of the educational piece that we're doing, where we're not doing the work for you, but we're teaching you everything that we know and we're supporting you in you doing the work yourself. That's pillar number 2. So the third pillar of our business is sustainability. And we talk about sustainability in a slightly different way than I think the rest of the fashion industry does. We talk about sustainability in people first. We are a people first led company. And I was recently talking to one of our clients who's the CEO of one of the monthly retainer clients that we have through Unmarked Street. They brought us on to do some product development work for him. And he had said to me, we're a profit first company. And a lot of companies are, we're looking at profits first, especially as you get into like years 9 and 10. You are looking at profit first. You want to be a money making company, right? And I kind of countered that with, well, we are a people company first. And he didn't understand what I was talking about. Like he said, what does that mean? And so what that means is that we think about our employees first. And that might sound counterintuitive because I shouldn't be telling you that, right? Like if I want you to come be a client of mine, I should of course be out here saying, I'm a client first company. We do everything for our clients. And while that is very, very close to true, I hold in my heart something very, very special about the people who have come to support me by working for this company. We are an employee first company. If you are an employee of mine and you have an issue and you bring it to me, we are going to figure out how to get you into position, how to get you help, how to pay you more, how to get you more hours first. I am a people first company. I rely on these people to be able to run my business so they can count on me in any way that they could ever expect. And that is super, super important to me because the fashion industry doesn't support that in many of the brands. Most brands don't care about their employees in the way that I do and the way that I require the other people at my company to. We support each other first. And that is super, super key for me. Then it goes to our clients. Our clients can rely on us for anything. When you can't make your payment on time, I'm not going to charge you late fees unless we get to a point where like we've agreed, okay, this makes sense. We're going to charge you late fees. We're going to figure something out. We want our clients to succeed. We go above and beyond for our clients every single time because we become embedded in their company. We become a part of what they're building. We care so much about making good product, making sure they have easy workflows, making sure that they are producing what they need to produce, making sure that their money is in good flow. I can't tell you how many times my team has told me we are bending over backwards for this client. Like, we can't keep doing this. And I've had to kind of reel it back because my instinct is to do more, always do more. And that's part of that people first culture that we've done. Are you sick of being stuck on the sidelines of the apparel industry and you just want to be put in the game? Then join our 100% free workshop, Secrets Behind Billion-Dollar Apparel Brands, and learn the strategies, tactics, and secrets used by the most successful companies in the world. We'll cover everything from setting your brand standards to big brand line planning and executive level processes. In this workshop, you're going to learn how to name your target customer, rationalize your line, calculate product margins, roll up your revenue, and see potential profits while figuring out how to build a unique calendar for your brand. You're going to learn that and so much more. Are you ready to take your apparel business to the next level? Sign up today and use code PODCAST for a 10% discount on the full Business of Apparel online course or any of our mini courses after the workshop. Visit www.thebusinessofapparel.com/secrets to register. Don't miss out. In the future, we want to start to extend this to like student scholarships, student programs, volunteerism, a bunch of different stuff like that. We're a young company still. We're not even 4 years old yet. So all of those things are on the docket for the future, but that's what it means for us to be a people first company. And that's our third pillar of the business. It is so, so important to me. Next, during our team meetings, we just kind of reiterate what we do and what we don't do. So we do design services, we do technical design services, we do product development, and we do business growth. And business growth is also where that education pillar kind of comes in, right? We're helping people understand how to grow, scale, streamline their businesses so that they're not stuck inside their business. They can be working on their business. Those are the key things that we do when we work with our clients. Next, I come in and I like to really make some new big announcements, anything that we're changing at the company. And this year in July, we actually announced that we were going to be having new core hours. I saw a client actually announce this for their company and I loved it. I thought it was really, really smart. So we work from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That's it. We do have a couple of people who work East Coast times, which means they get the whole morning to themselves. And we ask them to work 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. East Coast time. We don't expect people to be on email or expect them to be on Slack or expect them to attend meetings outside of those hours. If we have exceptions because clients can't meet with us within our core hours, we absolutely ask. We don't demand. Those are the things that I really wanted to put in place this year. So now we have new core hours and that's what they are. Our other big announcement that we wanted to get to the team this year was the revamping of our annual membership, which is called the board. If you haven't heard me talking about the board, then you probably haven't been here very long because that is definitely something we've been trying to get out into the world for a little while now. And we've been talking about it probably ad nauseum if you haven't been listening to me for a while now. We have a key target customer for the board. And so we went through that target customer profile. We took the entire team through her customer journey, how we see her getting frustrated with lack of information out there, how we can help facilitate that learning, taking her through the customer journey that we want her to take. And then I also presented to the team all of the new amazing bonuses that people get, all of the different options that we're going to be offering for the annual membership. So if you've only been hearing about the board, that is like you get live calls with us every single week. We are here to support you, like hot seat Q&A every single week. You are getting your questions answered for your brand every week. But we also have some other options. If you don't want to spend $3,500 for the entire year, even though that is ridiculously cheap for coaching and mentorship. If you don't want to spend that much and you just want to try it out, you want to come in at a slightly lower level, you're still going to get like 90 to 95% of what we offer in the board. You're just not going to be invited to the live Q&A calls. If you sign up for our lower annual membership, which comes out to just $42 a month, we're going to bill you $499 annually to come in and get pretty much 95% of what you get in the board. And then if you want to actually join the board and come join us for the live calls where you can ask questions of us every single day live, we're going to knock $499 off of that price. So it goes straight toward your board membership. I announced that to the team this year. Everybody was actually really excited because we've been trying to figure out how to get people in at a price that feels much easier. It's something that you can come in and try things out and start to understand the level of service that we deliver to you before asking for over $3,000, right? Like sometimes that's really hard. So the team was really excited about this one. Those are the big announcements that I made. And then we started to go through our plan for the remainder of 2025. And this is the key part of running an annual meeting and a mid-year meeting, is letting people understand what it is that we're going to be doing for the next 6 months. What's our goal? And so we went through our office hours plan for the next 6 months. Every 4 weeks, we are going to start to do a key teaching or a key presentation to the group for about the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of our office hours. So you are getting the most relevant information, the most on trend, the most up-to-date information from us, or like a new tool or a new resource that we're presenting to you every single week. And that's then what we also feed into our other memberships. So if you're coming in at the $499 a year membership, which is bonkers. I can't believe I'm saying $499 a year. If you're coming in at that level, we then kind of extract that teaching or that learning or that resource, and we add it to your portal. So you're still getting that portion of it. And then we move on to Q&A. And that's the part that's live. So we presented the cadence that we're going to be doing. Each of us is going to be able to come in and start teaching a little bit more. So the group is going to be hearing a little bit more from Mary, hearing a little bit more from Jessica, and also hopefully hearing a little bit more from Angela, who's someone that we're bringing on as a production expert onto our team. We're just onboarding her now, so I haven't talked a lot about her yet, but that is kind of our hope, is that we can start to teach from all of these different areas, all of these different aspects. Next, I go into the different masterclasses that we were considering offering for the rest of the year. A big goal of ours is to get our secrets workshop back up and running. We offered it in Q1. And we took a little bit of a beat to launch the board because we knew that that was the most important thing, was getting you guys live, individualized, like one-on-one help today. And so we took a minute away from the free workshop where we were talking to many, many people all at once, right? We wanted to put something in place where you could get more individualized help more immediately. So that's why the board took more of a precedence then over the next few months. But we want to get the Secrets Workshop back up and running. So we have a lot of you on the wait list who are interested in coming to the workshop when it does get back up and running. So that's a big priority for us. And then just talking through, like, what are some other things that we could be teaching in masterclasses over the next 6 months? SKU rationalization is something that we get asked about a lot. We've been asked to host like a Shopify masterclass, and we might be partnering with someone here really soon on being able to do that. Standard operating procedures, sourcing. Are there opportunities to teach on like CEO leadership? This would be a great thing to talk about in a CEO leadership workshop, right? Running a meeting like this every single quarter or every single half of a year, or just every single year, even if you just have this once a year, it can be really, really powerful for your team. Some hiring and firing workshops. What does it look like in today's world to be hiring and firing? Those kinds of things are things that we're kind of mulling over and thinking about putting into master classes. Next, we started talking a little bit about marketing. We are doing some rebranding here yet again at the Business of Apparel. We're softening some of our colors. We kind of took one direction when we were starting to revamp like our Instagram feed, for example. We're going to start doing some different stuff, incorporating some different ways to differentiate like the Business of Apparel from Unmarked Street. We actually split our accounts out. So Unmarked Street is is an entirely different Instagram account now than the Business of Apparel is. And then how do we kind of use similar but different photography to speak to the Unmarked Street side of things, done for you, very corporate. If you're working with us through Unmarked Street, you are probably a very busy founder. You're trying to get work off of your plate versus what does it look like for like behind the scenes and someone who's looking to be a little bit more educated and dive into content a little bit more on the Business of Apparel side. So we kind of announced some of those rebranding and marketing initiatives. And then we went through some stats. We also went through like how good the podcast is doing. So right now we have over 60,000 YouTube views. Thank you so much for watching here on YouTube. We've gotten over that 1,000 subscriber threshold here on YouTube, which is so important for us creators. We are trying to get our watch hours up, which is why, I continue to be out here making sure that we're making great videos for you guys. We have had over 8,000 audio downloads of the podcast since its start. And so over the years, I kind of showed how that grew. So like in 2023, we had 2,000 audio downloads. By the end of 2024, we had 5,000. And now mid-year 2025, we're already up to 8,000. So things have been going really, really well with the podcast. I made sure that this is a priority for me. I love doing this podcast and I love chatting with you every single week. And so it's a priority for me to do this and to be consistent with it. And the numbers are starting to show. We also talked about like our subscribers on our different platforms, right? So we're up to 16,000 followers on Instagram. We are starting to grow over on LinkedIn a little bit. We're not nearly at some of the biggest numbers that in like our competitor spaces, but we're over 2,000 followers on LinkedIn right now. And we've also talked about the different platforms that we're divesting from. Pinterest is something that we love. Like I love Pinterest, but we haven't quite hit the nail on the head when it comes to Pinterest. So we are going to not put as much effort into trying to grow our Pinterest because it's just not picking up. And so at some point, we need to start to read that that's maybe not where our market is. So we're divesting from Pinterest. And the team was actually really excited to hear that in this call that we had in July, because it was a lot of effort from not a lot of reward. And if you're out there being like, that means you're not using Pinterest accurately or using it correctly, you are 100% right. Like I'm sure we weren't using it correctly, that we weren't seeing a result from it. But that's just kind of where we were. And until we learn and have the time to learn how to use it accurately and correctly, we're going to divest from it a little bit and put our efforts in other places. We also completely got off of X. And I'm not going to say too much about that, but we're not going to use X anymore. We talked a little bit about our clients, who was on the books at the beginning of the year, who is on the books now, how things have evolved. We have double the amount of clients than we had at the beginning of the year, how we're serving them, what we're doing for them, et cetera, et cetera. And that's really helpful for like the salespeople and the marketing people who come onto your call. Your product development team is so embedded in this all the time, right? Or my product development team is so embedded in this all the time. They know all the things about the clients, but my marketing and sales teams are kind of over here talking to people who aren't always clients. And so it's really nice to bring all of this together so everybody can see all aspects of it. And then we start talking about goals. And this is where we go through numbers and we talk about revenue over the last few years. We've had some really big revenue boosts by seeing some new clients on the books this year. So walking the team through that with the understanding of like, how are we going to hold this? Like yes, we saw some great revenue bumps here in 2025, and we've been having some amazing months, month over month. How are we going to hold it? We have a couple of contracts that were signed for just 6 months to a year. What are we going to do when those contracts roll over? How are we going to continue to grow? How are we going to continue to acquire customers? And so that was then kind of what we talked about. What are our goals? Our goals are to start bringing more people into the membership. The results that we're seeing with the people in our membership are bar none amazing. Like we have so much joy, so much fulfillment, so much passion for watching them take steps, like huge strides every single week after coming to office hours and then getting direction for what to do the next week. Like it's so inspiring that we know we have a great product, right? Like we know that people can win from this. We know that people are saving huge amounts of money. We have one person in the membership, I know I've talked about this before, who saved $50,000 by doing our budgeting exercises in the first 60 days by being a member with us. There's so much good here, and we want to spread that good, right? We want to help more people. So how do we get the word out? How do we continue to reach more people? How do we learn more about the existing audience that we have? How do we build relationships better? How do we get our message out into the world? So those are the things that we started to set numbers and goals around And there was also a little bit of a sense at the time of like, if we don't figure this out, if we can't bring in more people into the membership, we're going to have to really reevaluate our business, right? Like if you're a business and you can't make sales and you can't start bringing more people in and you can't be helping more people and you can't get people to come in and work with you, that's a problem. So we have to figure out how to be here for you in a better way so that it becomes interesting to more people to come be a member with us, to jump into the like $4.99 a year program and learn what we're all about. Yeah, you might not want to spend a ton of money with us up front, but let us prove it to you. Come in at a price that is bonkers crazy cheap, $42 a month. $42 a month. You can definitely afford $42 a month to come in and learn if we're the right mentor for you. And if you're not, well, you can cancel your subscription. It's as simple as that. So those are the different topics. And that's the cadence that I really like to run my annual and my mid-year meetings through so that the team can see everything that's going on. Again, full visibility, right? Like our number one value is honesty. So I am fully transparent with my entire team so that they know what's going on. If we're having great months, I want them to know. If we're having tough months, they need to know so that they can help figure out to get out of the tough months. So if you're interested in figuring out how to kind of bring your team together, really jazz them up, set some like team goals that you want everybody to start moving toward, this is a great way to do it. Set a meeting on your calendar just for 60 minutes, put together a presentation, open up the world to them, let them know what's going on, and let them know what you need from them so that you can continue to grow and become a bigger and better company. If this episode was helpful to you and you know someone else who might be interested in learning this information, please share it with them. We would love to hear from you. If you're watching here on YouTube, thank you for being here. You can always put comments below, and we love chatting with our community. And if you get a chance, please leave us a review. It would mean the world to us. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to the Business of Apparel podcast. I would so appreciate hearing your thoughts on the show. And if you know someone who could benefit from it, please share it with them. My biggest desire is to help other apparel professionals understand the nuances of our industry so we can all work toward making better product for a better world. If you would like to connect further, I'd love to invite you to send me a message through my website, thebusinessofapparel.com, where I do weekly trainings through my YouTube video channel, a weekly newsletter, blog articles, and so many more resources to help you start and scale a profitable apparel brand. This podcast is produced by Box 7 Media, who I cannot speak highly enough of. If you're looking to start your own podcast, you can reach out to Jeremy at Box 7 Media on LinkedIn anytime.